Pat, I thought you were going to do it this time. You're faking like you were going to.
Do you guys just want to fight real quick?
I feel like Chris can't
Fight. Kiss.
What is that from?
It's something online. It's just, yeah.
Wasn't there like a Simpsons or a movie that was like that? No?
And for these reasons, I'm out.
Oh, it's going to be one of them.
It was that red versus blue thing that
shows you. I thought it was your phone.
Oh.
Not at all.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you again for joining us here on a wonderful Saturday night pregame. You're killing me, Chris. You're killing me, Smalls. It's going to be a long day today. And
Can you just get done with the business?
If this is your first time listening, thank you for joining us. If you're a long-time listener, like I know you are, we really appreciate you guys checking us out again. Chris, where can they reach us at?
The YouTubes.
You can check us out on Instagram and Twitter at Podcast SMP, Podcast SMP, or you can reach us at the SMPpodcast@gmail.com.
Could you turn your phone off while we're doing this?
I didn't know where else I was going to go with that, but I had something. And I don't anymore. So we're proudly presented to you.
We're not reaching 15 minutes today.
Oh, we're getting there, Patrick. We're proudly presented to you by DLM Tax and Accounting. We're almost at the end of the year here. If you're looking for a good accountant, check them out at dlmtax.com, or you can reach them at admin@dlmholdings.net. Again, they've been a proud sponsor of the S&P podcast, the Saturday Night Pregame.
Woo! That's for Gavin.
Real salt of the earth kind of guys.
The best of the best. Ladies, it has been a week.
Tina Turner sings their anthem. Simply the best.
I was like,
Where are we
I
going
feel like
with
this could either go really well or really bad.
I thought we were going to go rolling down the river. I'm like,
that was a good one.
There was a song playing today. I don't know if we should bring this up on the podcast, but me and Pat were listening to the YouTubes, and what was the song? It was like Questioning My Life, something like that. And we were joking about because you have so many wedding plans at this point already,
Yeah.
and we're like, this is definitely Jones' like national anthem right now, questioning everything I'm doing.
That was in between commercials. We got a few songs in between the commercials.
Yeah,
It's very nice of them.
YouTube's legitimately, it's one song for every 7 commercials at this point.
Oh, yeah.
We just went farther down the search algorithm right now because Peter's banned off on the YouTube.
Joe was talking, I forget his name, so I listened to Joe Rogan podcast with Patrick Beverly, I think his name. He's like from the entertainment podcast.
Okay.
He's like, maybe now he's not.
Isn't that a basketball player?
No. Oh, no, it's Patrick Beverly.
Patrick Beverly is.
But here, let me figure out his name. But it was, Joe, it was this guy and Joe. And I bet you've listened to one of his, who was that, Chris?
Well, it had to be Chris.
So, ladies and gentlemen.
Good thing I got some Alfredo on that one.
I think that was the meatballs.
So we're coming off a 40th year anniversary for my parents. Congratulations to them. My mom listens to this podcast, so she's probably in tears right now.
She still hasn't banished you from the house.
No, she likes our podcast. Thanks, Patrick.
She doesn't like Patrick on the podcast.
She actually asked us.
She doesn't like your son Patrick on the podcast? That's not very nice.
No, she loves Pepsi on the podcast.
But she would actually like you to maybe stop talking as much.
Nobody can hear me anyway, so what's the difference?
That's true. If you check out,
the difference?
our more recent podcast, like episode 54, there's a couple good clips in there that you can't hear Pat from. But so
go back to any of the previous 52 episodes.
Oh,
you'll
man,
you'll find a moment in every single one of them.
Because I listened to them all on YouTube, and some of those earlier ones with Pat, I just want to like strangle him, like just put him up against the mic and just hold him there. Like, This is where you talk to. This is not where you talk to.
I mean, we got so many comments, people missing me. I understand, Peter.
I get it. Yeah. I think it's Patrick David, or no, Patrick Bet David.
Patrick Star.
Patrick Bet David. I think it's Patrick Bet David. I don't know.
This is a great story, Peter. You're off to a great start here.
Shut your mouth. He's a good. It's his podcast is the Value Entertainment. Not that he needs any plugs from us. Valuetainment. He was on Joe Rogan, and
the Joe Rogan.
Isn't it the Joe Rogan Experience?
Don't get.
And they were talking about how did YouTube go to Joe? Like, how did that all happen with his Spotify deal? Mm-hmm. And Joe actually, his manager set it up. Spotify came to him, and he set it up with his managers. They didn't go to YouTube at all. But Joe had a very good relationship with YouTube. But at the end, so they just wanted like a meeting as he was walking out because they were kind of a little upset that they didn't even reach out to YouTube to kind of try to keep him there.
Yeah.
And Joe's like, no way. Like, he just knew. He sees the writing on the wall because you're just one of a billion people who use YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
But, so, his last month,
Uh-huh.
his revenue was up 25%. And that's because they weren't demonetizing his podcast. 25% of his podcasts were being demonetized a month. So he was losing that amount of money.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah.
He said, he's like, that just solidified what I was doing.
Yeah, it's hard to be. I mean, there are so many people on YouTube. Like, you can really go down a rabbit hole of just like people have millions of followers.
Yeah.
And you have no idea who they are, and it's just become this huge. I don't want to say wasteland, but like it's this. I mean, it's an enormous pool of people.
You can't say.
Not to mention the things on Twitch. Think of all the people on Twitch that stream and stuff like that.
What's the?
Is that where you play the video games and they watch you play video games?
Yeah, yeah. It's Twitch, right?
Yeah, Twitch,
Sorry. You can make a lot of money if you get any. You know, dude, one of the that's a whole nother tangent, but you can make a lot of money if you're like actually. You don't even have to be good. If you're just entertaining.
Oh, that's all it
like
is.
If you were like Mario and like that guy, remember that video of Mario, like the guy playing Mario and he was
Mario, find you.
And all the way.
And all the way to die.
It's a big Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Yeah. Pee-pee. Right to the back of the throat.
But yeah, so he was talking about, and then David Patrick asked him, what advice would you give other like podcasts? And he's like, I don't know what to tell you because you can't really on YouTube you can't be yourself because there's no rhyme or reason. It could be 5 minutes. You swear in 5 minutes, you get demonetized.
Yeah,
you could never swear and not get demonetized.
It could just be the content. There was a guy.
So, and just to cut you off real quick,
Oh, yeah.
which is so random. You know his Tom Papa. You know who he is?
Yeah.
He's a funny comedian. He's like salt of the earth, just a very nice guy.
Yep.
You know his and Joe's podcasts are always demonetized.
Really?
And Joe, that's what really made Joe mad is because like it didn't make no sense to him.
Yeah.
They don't like his last name.
Papa. But so, and YouTube will kick you off. Will kick you off or demonetize you, kick you off if you say, "What's the drug that Joe Rogan was taking that everybody thought was like horse strength or horse?" Ivermectin.
Ivermectin.
If you're like not our podcast, if you're actually making money and you say that,
Yeah, we still haven't even been discovered by the YouTube algorithm,
Yeah.
so we're okay. We're okay.
We're gonna owe them money. Actually,
We're what you call under the radar.
we're gonna get a fine.
so you can say anything to us. But Joe's only like advice for like new podcast was like just be undeniable, like just force people to find you. And then I looked at our group and I was like, well, we're screwed.
Well, you know what I heard? I was listening to.
Well, we found our stickers again, so we can start plastering stickers all over the place.
That's great.
That's
not great.
I heard Tom Segura, or no, Bert Kreischer say. He was actually. I was listening to the Shane Gillis podcast
With him?
Yep, him.
Okay.
It was Bert Kreischer and Shane Gillis on Bert Kreischer's podcast, and he said just.
Is that the Two Bears, One Cave?
No. This is
Tom
just
Bert's got
his own personal
Oh,
podcast.
okay.
Yeah.
And he was just saying, as long as you're you really can't get canceled. Because if people know who you are and you don't, like, it's when you put up this facade and then all of a sudden that breaks. Like, an example would be Ellen DeGeneres. He didn't mention this, but it's just like who you think
That's
of.
a great,
You think she's this lovely person and, you know, all happy all the time, and then behind the scenes, I guess that's not the case. Or people have said the same thing about Steve Harvey.
Doing?
Steve Harvey.
Oh, Steve Harvey,
he's
yes.
Like, don't talk to me.
You cannot talk to me at all.
Before and after the show, like, you know. And for him, it's just like, I need to be on in this moment, and that takes a lot of energy.
Yeah.
But, you know, it could be perceived as...
It comes off bad because there are people who can be as nice, like just generally unbelievably nice people, and still on and off. Like where Steve Harvey has to be so fake to be that happy that he can't be fake happy elsewhere. So he's just not a happy guy. Like Ellen, you see Ellen and you, like I remember thinking one time, I'm like, because watching her show, I'm not like, I've never watched like a lot of it. But
Now, Pierre's an avid fan. Don't let him lie.
DVR is chock full of.
I'm not even kidding you. Like I'm not making this up. I always thought when I looked at her, I'm like, I really hope she's this. She just seemed like such a nice, fun person. I was like, I truly hope that she's this type of person. And
I'm sure it started out like that.
Yeah.
But I think I was hearing someone talk about it. It was Greg Fitzsimmons and his, like, co-writer on a lot of stuff on the Bert Kreischer podcast, and he was saying what happens is these like production teams and people don't want to directly come to the talent or the star and say something, so they try and go around them to make them happy without actually interacting with them. And he was saying he had worked on the cabin with Bert Kreischer, and he was saying it was the nicest thing that when Bert Kreischer found out they were trying to do something to fix an issue, but the easiest thing would be just to go to him, and he's like, oh, just come to me, like don't go, like you don't have to hold my hand, like I'm here to help, work with everyone so we get the best product out. And he's like, that changed the complete production because everybody could finally talk to him and say some stuff. So, and it just made the whole thing a lot easier.
Yeah. I heard Bert's actually pretty cool guy.
He was on the radio this week in Chicago.
Oh yeah,
He's playing. He's coming here on the 12th.
101.1, I think it was, and he was talking, and it was so nice to hear him live. But it's like everything you hear on Two Bears One Cave. It's like all his hits, coming up with that. Like he talked about Red Rock and doing that show and that whole thing. Yeah. It was really cool to hear.
I'm not gonna lie, you're right. I think I'm over podcast on all those guys. Like I was doing too many of them, so I've taken back so much. I don't watch Two Bears One Cave really anymore. I'm just doing King and the Sting. I'm trying to get a little bit more of Joe because Joe's so informational that I want to watch him more. But 3 hours is like just
I don't tend to listen to all of it.
Yeah, I don't do Bobby Lee's, and I did watch. Did you see Bobby Lee and Theo Von this week?
No.
Woo!
Was it good?
Maybe.
Or bad?
It's good. Theo was on because I watched Theo and.
Did you see Theo stand up on Netflix?
Not yet. It's on the list. I wanted to last night, but
I started watching it. I'm not happy with it.
It's not. Yeah.
I'm like 10, 15 minutes into it, and I've stopped twice. But I like him on the podcast. But I'm like waiting for that.
When he's on, he's on.
Light up, yeah.
But did you see the trailer for it? It's not great.
Yeah, I don't know if the whole thing is not good. I haven't really looked.
His
up
one
anything.
from New Orleans is pretty good. Like that makes you laugh.
Yeah. I've seen his other stand up. There's just I don't know.
Are we boring you, Chris?
Pretty much.
Oh, I'm sorry. You guys don't watch any podcasts. Me and Joe could go on all day.
Wait. You watch podcasts.
I have a question.
You can watch on YouTube, no?
Yeah.
So you spend all your time at work watching podcasts.
Yes,
Interesting.
this is why I never get anything done.
Yeah, this is interesting.
This is why.
The internet is going bye-bye.
First of all,
YouTube is now becoming a blocked thing. No more S&P podcast for you. Hey, I'm not finished talking. Stop interrupting me. Stop interrupting me.
What do they call that? The firstborn son now. Who? I had to take over Chris's responsibilities today.
I kindly declined not giving the toast today. Smartest decision of my life because you sit there and watch Peter.
Yeah. So then I've jumped lineages, so I take over the kingdom.
So you watch Peter sit there shaking in his boots, trying to give a speech for a minute 15.
Yeah, I was not good. So I'm never gonna get married. I'm never gonna be a wedding party.
Peter's like, Chris, you can't get married. I'm like, don't worry, Peter. When I get married, 5 minutes speech minimum. It's like minimum.
At least be 15 minutes minimum.
I'm gonna have Sexy Pepsi do my any speeches that I needed.
Yeah, he was shortened to the point in the car with his speeches. He was pretty spot on too.
But yeah, so I mean,
Mom, Dad,
if you guys have you guys watched the Dave Chappelle special? That is getting so much heat.
Nope.
I did.
No,
yeah.
All I heard is that he's had to come out and apologize.
No, he didn't.
No, he didn't.
Or like so,
Netflix
the head
CEO.
of CEO of Netflix.
Did it? Okay, I saw somebody come out and give an apology for this. I'm like, wait, I have no idea what the hell's going on.
Yeah, the CEO originally came out and said, we support our
Dave,
work and we support Dave. And then he came out and said, I'm hurting people, or I apologize. I didn't realize I was hurting, or what I was doing was hurting people. And then Dave came out and said, I'm willing to have a conversation and talk. And then somebody who had walked out had said, we tried to reach Dave and there was no
and then
there
he
was no
like,
response.
That's ridiculous. That's such a lie.
Because
he was in London partying and they're like, we're trying to talk to Dave, and they're like, Dave's like, I don't get why this is all a bunch of shenanigans. It's just all clout chasing, because if they really wanted to have a conversation, we would have had a conversation.
Yeah,
because I don't think Dave's scared to have a conversation.
Didn't they pay him like $30 million anyway? So there's no way they're canceling it.
I think it was like $60 million.
Yeah, but it's $20 million special.
Yeah, so there's no way they're canceling this thing.
Anyway. No, and
they've already paid him.
And all this clout chasing has it's done is increased the watches.
Yeah,
it's just put more spotlight.
Oh, you know what it is then? It's Dave Chappelle going out there whispering to some people, be like, hey, tell them you were offended by my special so I can get more views.
That's what there's some jokes like Theo should start like offending some people because you're just going to blow up.
Yeah.
Joe, no, Pat, you're the better one at this. Go out and start offending some people so we get more people.
Pat does it on the regular.
Just give me an after hours podcast. We'll be through the roof. Just cancels.
And I hate to say clout chasing, but
Peter's always clout chasing.
There are a lot of people who the one lady Dave was talking about,
the one who committed suicide.
Yeah.
Her
family was like she loved Dave's jokes, and it was more the people who got on her about not disowning Dave that made her, not saying that they didn't help.
Yeah. I think the hardest thing about this issue is people feel very strongly on each side. And with the platform of the internet, you're only getting like a segment of what people are saying. It's like the headline and that's it. There's not a lot of room for discussion, I think.
Those cherries taste funny. They've been on my balls.
I think if people were able to just sit down and talk,
it would be 1,000%.
It would be 1,000% better. But will you two shut the fuck up about the goddamn cherries?
How many minutes is that?
Are you a goddamn squirrel? We're past 15. Are you a squirrel? The fuck are you doing? Motherfucker, we're trying to talk and it's just... You're slapping your lips harder than you talk on any goddamn fucking podcast.
You guys have been rattling on for 20 minutes on other people's podcasts.
That was the best because I'm looking at this chipmunk over here just hiding cherries in his mouth.
I wouldn't have said anything, but he's like, your cherries are a little bit spicier than mine. I'm like, they spunk in his face.
The best part is we've not even talked about this. Pat just dropped his drink like it was a Saturday night. We didn't even talk about it, Pat.
It is Saturday night.
Give me a little bit of this. Tell the world.
It's a recipe for an old fashioned that's not really old fashioned.
What would you think? Well, give me some recipe here. So, New World Wine Shop Old Fashioned, 2-barred handcrafted bourbon. What does that mean?
That's the
brand of the bourbon.
That's the bourbon we got 2 weeks ago.
I thought it was maybe 2-finger thing. No,
that'd be 2-finger pour, not 2-bar.
Thanks, Pat. In a mixing glass, muddle. What's that word?
Luxardo cherries.
3 to 4.
Which I didn't do because those are like $18 for a thing of cherries.
Really?
Well, that's why it doesn't taste as good.
Yeah, I'm sure that's the reason.
$18 for those cherries?
Yep.
Is that like a small jar? Is that what you get?
No, yeah. I saw Mario saying like, nope, and I went and got the other ones.
Okay.
Which are like $3.
And this is why this is garbage. 34 slices of orange. Thanks, Chris. Several dashes of bitters. 2-ounce, 2-bar bourbon per drink. The recipe will make 3 to 4. Refrigerate overnight. Did you do that?
Yep.
Ooh,
yeah,
nice
you
job.
had it in there. Yep.
Place fruit in old-fashioned glass muddle. Ice. Pour over old-fashioned over ice. Top with seltzer. Enjoy.
It's definitely like a fruity drink. Yeah. I enjoyed it, honestly.
It's not as good. I liked
the first sip was garbage. After that, it was pretty
I liked
good.
it, but it's not an old fashioned taste.
I wouldn't. No, it's like a spin on it. It's like a variation of an old fashioned. It's a very fruity cocktail version of an old fashioned.
I think yours.
Can we get back to the fact that we should have Peter read more instructions like that?
The one you
baby.
Yours
Can y'all hot bothered?
Oh yeah.
That was good, Chris. That was good.
That'll do, pig. You can go back to sleep now.
What's his word? What's his word?
That is not a word that you know, though. That is.
I wasn't gonna try to mess it up.
Yeah.
Let's go to the man.
Man plays to his strengths. All right, and when he's down and he doesn't know, he asks for help.
I'm not ashamed to say I need some help sometimes.
Yeah.
Peg, maybe get
those rich caramel vocal cords on that recipe.
I don't know what.
It's like he warmed up in a toast or something. Really
exactly right.
Oh, you guys. You know what?
Also, Peter dripped half of his water on his himself earlier.
Yeah, okay, calm down there, Mister. I spilled orange juice all over.
Yeah, listen, you got fucking droplets from your orange. Maybe it wasn't even your orange slice. Maybe it was Chris's. I don't know. You had so many of them.
I'm shocked you haven't knocked over the other 6 Coors Lights to get the Joe's cherries.
Oh, that's coming later. Don't worry.
I thought maybe they were hidden off to the side here.
Can I ask why you bring a gallon of water when I have water here?
Or we like to have extra water just in case.
You think I'm like poisoning you with water?
What if the world ends and we need that gallon of water? You never know.
Why are you drinking it then?
Well, because we might need it.
We might need it.
I might need to be hydrated to save you, Pat.
You should just carry.
I'm going to put you on my back. I'm going to carry you, baby.
Where we carry me to here?
You never know.
Okay.
Listen, I'm prepared. I'm a Boy Scout for life.
To safety.
Oh, Patrick.
So okay, I came in here with a question and a thought. Okay. Because I've been watching some YouTube videos.
I like that.
And one of them was, I don't know how it came up because I didn't really grow up with wrestling like you guys did. I know Pat was always into wrestling.
Yeah.
But I've been recently watching these, they're like 10, 15 minutes, and they try and find an item or two from, a WWE legend. In some cases, it was like Mankind's Mask.
Yes, yeah.
The A&E show, right?
Yeah. And I've been loving this. And so one of them was, who's the Sheik, right?
Oh, the Iron Sheik with these little things. Yep. Yeah, I saw this one.
So there was him, Sergeant Slaughter, and they talked about like the Undertaker, and so they kind of all intermingled. But I saw Sergeant Slaughter, and I didn't know who Sergeant Slaughter was, right? But I don't know what you guys are planning for Halloween. I think Pepsi, if he just trims up his facial hair around the chin, that motherfucker he's got that Sergeant Slaughter look.
Like he's got the chin.
You just give him a little mustache, the hat. I'm like, God, it'll be better than Chris Jericho and Andy Reid 2 years ago.
I like it.
I was like, Pepsi Pat could pull off Sergeant Slaughter, no problem.
Chris said he could be Hulk Hogan.
You know, if we hadn't spent all the money on the Forrest Gump costumes, that would be a hell of an idea.
Oh, is that what you guys are doing?
We're all same Forrest Gump.
That's awesome. I was gonna ask, what are your plans?
It's a great question. I think we're looking at the Midland concert at the Aragon.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah. And
don't buy any parking down there.
Don't do the parking.
Yeah,
that's a good call. Mm-hmm. And then I think we're just gonna bar hop from there.
Bro, Joe, can we borrow your car since you're in town that night?
Sure.
We only need it for one spot.
Yeah. I'll pick it up from.
It'll be real safe after that.
I'll pick it up from Lincoln Towing Yard.
It only cost about $7,000. Nah, don't worry about it, baby.
It's been here for 6 days at $1,000 a night plus fees.
Mm-hmm. You know what's funny? So Lauren listens to the podcast, and I always ask her just kind of like a little like, "Hey, what'd you think?"
Yeah.
Kind of. It's usually Pat sucks. Joe's always the strong point. Chris is a little here and there. And then last week she's just like, she's like, too much wrestling. And I was like, wrestling? I'm like, when did we talk about wrestling?
Yeah.
I don't remember talking about wrestling. I think she meant boxing. I still don't think.
Boxing. Okay, yeah.
To her, it's all the same.
Yeah. And she's like, I just don't get it. I don't get it. And
I'm going to be honest. I think there's only really one podcast where we had like a whole entire wrestling thing. Yeah.
It's funny. I'm like, do you mean boxing? She's like, yeah, that too.
Yeah.
Pretty much anytime you talk about sports, I'm out.
And that reason I'm out. Do we guys want to get into the Alex, what's his name?
Alec Baldwin thing?
Yeah. I only saw like a post on the internet. It's like, this is an Alec Baldwin free zone. I have no idea what the hell's going on.
So
go
ahead.
No, Pat,
I'd be quite interested to know.
We haven't heard enough of you, Pat, today. Come on, get in here.
Let's do it.
So he was filming a movie in New Mexico.
It's called Rust, right?
Called Rust.
Mexico?
It's a
I
Western.
don't think it was Mexico.
And
New
Mexico.
Oh, New Mexico.
Sorry.
And
So New Mexico.
Yeah. Nuevo Mexico.
Ooh,
Thank you.
Wow. You guys are educated.
And a scene was called for him to like do it shoot a gun at a camera.
Bang 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 bang.
So they gave him a gun and he shot it, and it ended up having either, they don't know if it's a live round or if it was like a fragment in there, but it ended up shooting the director
in the chest,
and then went through her and hit the actual director. He got just like in his shoulder, but she unfortunately passed away.
So kind of like the
it's very much like the Brandon Lee situation.
The Crow. There we go. Yeah.
But they don't know exactly. They don't know if he was handed a gun with an actual bullet in it yet, or they don't know if like the Crow was like a fragment still in the barrel, and the blank kind of shot it out still. So they don't know that. But unfortunately, this poor woman passed away.
This happened Friday, or I guess Thursday, and then it hit the news Friday.
So I wanted to make. I kind of want to make a joke about it, but it's just...
And Alec Baldwin's the good ball, the best Baldwin, the one that plays...
He's the most famous one.
Yeah.
He's a shadow.
Yeah.
He's the Donald Trump impersonator on that Saturday Night Live.
Yep.
Because I feel like, as a celebrity, you could kind of just get away with murder. And this could be the way.
Well, the one guy got away. The guy didn't get away with it. The guy that shot Brandon Lee wasn't charged or anything.
I mean, here's the thing, though.
But they proved that one was like, he actually shot like a blank, and it was so close.
I mean,
it was such close range.
Well, it'd be like me handing you a gun, like, this is good, and you'd be like, okay, I'm gonna do my scene. Like, he's not checking these and doing it.
No, but like the one I read.
It was given to a prop guy. Prop guy handed it to Alex, and Alex shot it. Where like, and they just don't the chain of custody. It's like
someone in that chain messed it up.
One of the first things I heard was like, well, he's got to get charged, right? And I was thinking to myself, I don't think you can.
No.
I mean, you couldn't even. I mean, assuming he didn't know, right? Yeah. Assuming he didn't know. But I was just reading up on it earlier today, and it was the prop master, who's the person who handles the guns, loads them, and gives them to the, to the people so that they can delegate them to the stars. This was her second movie. She's the daughter of a very famous prop master who's done movies going back since, like maybe black and white era. I think his name is Thel something. And she was saying now that, she was very nervous about the whole situation, given that it was only her second time. So now they're trying to figure out if maybe it was a lack of experience, her doing it. But the whole thing's very sad.
Well, I mean, my question is, if it was a live round, like, why would there be any need for a live round to be in the gun ever? Like a real live round, like you're not shooting any real bullets. I don't think in filming a movie. To my knowledge, shouldn't be.
I'm not really sure how that works. Although I got to do Brian's friend is a special effects guy, and so he gets to do. He's worked on like Chicago Fire. The
Batman movies.
Not the Batman movie, but he's been up there. He worked for like an Amazon thing, Electric Sheep, I think it's called.
He also filmed the Joe Keneally Einstein Bagels commercial.
That one, I don't want that to ever see the light of day. But
would Max have a copy of that?
Yes.
He sends it out all the time.
We all have a copy of it except for you.
For me, okay, good. Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
But
Max, appreciate you as always.
So he was shooting like a passion project movie.
Okay.
And he was shooting it all around Chicago, and Brian said, hey, do you want to be an extra in this thing? And I was just kind of like a goon. I got to get shot with a shotgun, so I had like a blood squirt thing, like the whole thing. And one of the scenes, the way they work it is there's usually it's like paintballs that they'll shoot against, the wall if you're behind cover. And there's two different kinds. There's ones that create smoke, like a bullet bouncing or ricocheting, and then there's other ones filled with scraps of metal so that they spark.
Oh,
right.
Nice.
So
the scraps of metal can be dangerous.
Scraps of metal, yes, very dangerous. Those are the scenes where that you jump behind cover and then they shoot them when you're not there. So I was behind cover, and they shoot the shots. And they cut the scene, and the guy goes,
now I'm going to let you get hit by one.
He goes, and it's, what happened was they were supposed to shoot the smoke pellets, and they shot the metal ones. So these metal ones came like right across my eye. Because I was, I'm like here, it's a 90-degree angle, and they shoot the cover, and it just sparks off. And you could tell I really didn't know, because I don't know what's going on, and I was just like, oh, wow, that seemed very intense. And they finish the scene, and he goes, can we get a round check? Was that the metal filaments? And she goes, yeah, I'm so sorry. But it's just a thing, it just could happen. She ended up unloading, putting in the smoke pellets, but two metal ones stayed in the paintball gun, and that's why they went off. But yeah, it's a crazy, and these are people now, by the way, these are people that work on like Chicago Fire, all like the Chicago production stuff. Like even a couple of those guys I was listening to them worked in Hollywood for a while, but now they came back to Chicago. It's like, it's an easy thing to happen from. The sounds of it.
I mean, just firing a regular gun. Mm-hmm. My buddy took me to the range, and the amount of power that you have in your hand when you're shooting a gun, it's insane.
It's scary.
I hate it. I honestly don't like that feeling because I was like, what if the gun, because the gun can blow up in your hand, by hand. Like that's just
Yeah, it's definitely something that packs a lot of power and pointed in a direction.
How long were you in the movie before you got killed?
Oh, I was literally
the first person killed.
I was behind cover. I still remember Brian's line because we shot it like 20 times. Brian comes out and he goes, "Come on, John. Come on, John. Just come with us. Come with us." And he's like, "I'm not gonna do it." And then there's a fire.
Are you John that gets good?
No. I am unnamed thug.
Number 8.
Whatever.
Joe, you look like a thug.
And so I just had a squib over my left shoulder, or on my left shoulder, where I got shot by a shotgun. And there was no padding, so I just fall onto concrete flooring.
20 times?
Yeah, nice. I woke up with a big old bruise on my ass the next day. But I asked him, I wanted to do it right. I go, did I do a good job getting shot? He goes, Joe, you're the best person I ever got shot in the job. And I know he was pandering, but it was a funny...
And Joe, did you get paid for this, or was it all just for fun?
No, it was all for fun. Yeah. But it was really cool because everybody there is professional level. It's kind of cool to see how that whole thing goes.
That's got to be... How long of a day
All Joe needs to do is get 3 more credits, and he's in the Screen Actor Guild.
Joe got his money's worth on the craft table, let's put that way.
I think they got Liam Neeson...
That almost came out of my nose.
I think they got Liam Neeson to do
the voiceover,
the narrating. Yeah, I'm being 100% serious.
The budget was $50,000. 48.5 of it was Liam Neeson's fee to do the narration.
500 was they went over budget. Joe on the craft table. Had to restock the craft table.
Who hired this extra? He's eating all the food.
Yeah.
Dude, it was really good. These crab cakes.
At the dinner tonight, the anniversary was there's a place. I think
let people know because we talked about it, but.
I think we threw it out. There was a 40th anniversary.
Yeah, because when I burped earlier and it stank.
Oh, okay.
It's still stinking too.
Yeah.
Sorry.
We had kind of catering for 40 people, and there's probably like 37. And me and Chris,
there was probably about like 33 because we had 3 at our table. I think everybody else had 1 opening. So there was so 40, so 30, 33, 34.
No one wanted to sit next to you, Chris?
I sat next to Peter and Pat. Nobody wanted to sit next to them.
And
fair enough.
I have my friends. My friends did not have friends.
I sat in the middle. I was like, yeah, I'm the king of the table.
These were all our
and so we had enough food for way too many people. And I whenever there's too much food, I always think of Joe. I immediately go to, if Joe was here, this would not be an issue.
My favorite thing was the guy asked me, he's like, you guys want any more chicken? You guys want any more fettuccine Alfredo? No.
No, he's like, you want some more bread?
He's like, you want some more bread? Peter's like, no. He looks at the other end of the
there's
table.
Enough on the table to kill us. I literally said this to him. There's enough on the table to kill us right now.
He looks at the other end of the table. He's like, this guy can't speak for the rest of the table. Goes back and brings more bread on.
Oh, no, really?
This guy, I'm like,
I heard you and I chose to ignore you.
And I raise you an extra roll of bread.
Yeah.
It's like, who's this skinny guy talking? Yeah. He doesn't speak for the table.
The guys in the kitchen's like, hey, we gotta get rid of that rest of that bread. I know where to put it, guys. I know.
$5 of Coors Light was a sticker price shock.
Wow.
I was like, hey, baby, what you doing to me?
That's pretty standard.
I thought that was cheaper than a lot of places.
I thought that was pretty.
For restaurants, that's pretty reasonable.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty reasonable. When Pierre said that,
piqued me surprised.
When somebody ordered in front of us and they came back $49 for margarita and wine, Pierre's like, I'm like, that can't be right.
Did you have to cover the bar tab too?
Oh no!
Hell no!
No.
They're like, you want open bar for a couple hours? No, that's cash bar.
Yeah. But no, especially all these people are in their like 60s and 70s. None of them. If it was us, we'd get our money's worth.
Yeah.
Me and Chris would have to go to work.
Yeah. Assuming there's probably like a minimum that you have to order, and they're not going to drink.
Here's the food, and me and Pierre be like, listen, the food needs to go over there. You just keep bringing the Coors Light out at this table.
Me and Chris will pregame with
we brought our cash.
Yeah.
We will give you
our
money.
Our uncle at that, whatever that thing was, we went to the restaurant one time, the bartender or the waiter, like every time he came by, brought my uncle a beer.
Yeah.
Like he had one in a pocket, and my uncle like pops it out of his pocket, like, yeah, it's a good lad. It's a good lad over there.
And you guys do usually dinners on Sundays too, right?
No.
So, no.
What's that?
I thought that one was on a Sunday. I was like, man, on a Sunday.
That was a Saturday.
I'm not sure. I don't remember what day it was. I remember where it was, but yeah.
Jeez. That's, family parties.
Something else, man. Something else.
You think about it, like, because these are people that you're not to say you're forced, but you didn't get to choose them.
No.
So you're in a room with a bunch of people that you didn't get to choose and you're just.
I think a lot of it is like you go into it expecting to be of like mind, and then you get to talking to these people, and they're so different that you're like, how are we related?
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
And
I do, Joe. I do.
Yep.
Yeah. Right?
People tell me all the time, you're related to Pat.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's very true. Yeah. Apples, the complete opposite of the branch of the apples.
You're so tall, you're so good looking, and then that troll in the corner over there. Oh my God! You guys are related.
Tell me how
who are you talking to that's calling you good looking? This story's way off the rails of reality already.
I don't know. I know you got a spot on the description of you being a troll, though.
I may have embellished a little bit.
And then people tell him he's got bad eyes. I've never heard that, and I'm not gonna lie to you. I questioned you, And I've heard it on the podcast, and I was like, oh, he was being honest. There's such thing as bed eyes.
Bedroom eyes. I had no idea. I thought I always looked sleepy. But no, it's like sexy eyes. Yeah. And I never knew that. So Katie was the one to tell me that.
Your sister told you to have bedroom eyes, huh?
No. Some girl had said it, and I was like, oh yeah, I never get enough sleep, and I walk away, and Katie's like, you're a fucking idiot, and I'm like, what are you talking about? She's like, she just told you you had bedroom eyes.
We didn't Katie tell that one.
I was like, yeah, people tell me that all the time.
So hard to get something like a zinger in. Yeah. You gotta let it build. You'll get there. But let me.
You fire all your bullets and one will land, all right?
Yeah, I know. Your shotgun approaching this is not working right now.
Who's you mean?
Yeah, it was.
Alec Baldwin took one bullet. I put them all.
There you go, Pat.
There's your Pat's just open. One solid shot. I've been shooting lots of blanks, but one of them hit.
So just to kind of relate that to my dad told us a story today, and me and Chris were actually talking about this, and I always think my dad, like, I honestly always thought my dad's stories are kind of like BS.
Yeah.
Like, but Chris is like, they're probably 90% true, and then 10 of it's like way out there.
Yeah. Yep.
And he told us the story, and if his best friend wasn't sitting right next to him, nodding the whole way around, they were talking about going to White Castle one night. Okay. After a long night of drinking, they go to White Castle.
As one does.
Hey, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree in that one, apparently.
Yeah. And they're about to get out. My dad.
Yeah, you've been there a couple times.
My dad used to have like a car that I guess looked like a police car, an undercover narc car.
Okay.
Crown Vic.
The Crown Vic, yeah.
And I guess my dad chose like a far off parking spot next to another car. And this dude was in the car with a certain other person. And that person was bobbing.
Bow, chicka, wow, wow.
Chicka, wow, wow. And so then my dad gets out, and I guess.
Wait, who's banging in a White Castle parking lot?
Listen, Pat.
Pat, we don't know what White Castle was. We don't know where it was at.
Yeah.
You know.
We don't ask questions.
Yeah.
Just a smell of that sounds like an idea.
This is what happens when you're young and stupid. I know you never lived any of the experiences. You never had to even be in the realm of this idea. I have a girl. Where am I going to take her? I know you never had to deal with that. But sometimes, occasionally, you have to find a situation where you can't.
And the smell of steamed onions maybe just gets her going.
Exactly.
You never know.
You don't know. That's soggy bread.
Or the slider can be used as a certain lubricant.
Yeah.
That's the most disgusting I've ever heard in my life.
That's up there. It's like top five.
All right, I maybe stepped up.
You went too far.
We digress. Go on.
So my dad gets out, then the dude freaks out. He's like, oh my god. He thought it was a cop.
Yeah.
So he goes like, oh, sir, where are you guys going? And they're like, we're going to go grab some burgers. He's like, let me go get them for you. Runs in, grabs my dad and his buddy a bunch of burgers and french fries, hands up in a couple Cokes and whatever, hands up, and he's like, you guys go.
50 cents back in the day.
Oh, it was like 25 cents.
Yeah.
Hands him a bunch of burgers. He's like, guys, it's on me. Have a great night. Blah, blah, blah. Because I guess he was really scared that.
He thought he was going to get arrested.
So my dad and his buddy get in the car, and he's pulling out. My dad rolls down and he's like, hey, buddy, we ain't cops, you idiot. And then just took off. And I swear to God, I would never have thought that was a true story. But my dad's buddy was just like they were laughing like it was like yesterday.
Yeah.
That was probably banging a hooker.
Yeah, well, I think that was.
Oh, maybe. Oh, I mean,
you didn't think? I thought that was.
I just kind of assumed it was a girlfriend or something like that, but that makes way more sense.
Yeah, I thought that too. I thought that's.
I literally thought it was a hooker. Like I didn't think
that makes way more sense. Now.
Is hooker an appropriate term? Is it
oh no, you're right. It isn't. It's a lady.
I believe hooker is
a working woman.
Is working girl
yeah, it's a working lady.
I think the Chris McGraw version, the correct word is hooker.
Is it?
Yeah. Okay. Lady of the night.
Is there any whatever that's called of the evening? Let us know what the official term is. Send us an email.
Sex worker.
You know what show I'm just this kind of random, but I'm sure I cannot if I've never been a person who's binge watched the shows at all ever.
You've been binge watching Real Sex on HBO, then haven't you?
I don't think that's still a thing anymore, Chris. I'm trying to find it.
He's catching up on the old episodes.
I watched all the episodes. There's no new one.
You just got a notepad and taking notes. This is good. It's very informational, guys.
It's all informational. No, it's women's prison. You get on Netflix. There's I don't know what it's called, but it's just
Orange is the New Black.
No, it's just actual women in prison.
He doesn't like that bullshit.
No, it's real women in prison. It is the most I feel like you can smell how nasty prison is. Just watching this show, but it's captivating. The women, instead of just doing your time trying to get out of there and working together, they are at each other's throats the whole time. They're trying to get each other in trouble. Then it's in Sacramento, so it's like an 8th floor prison, and half the floors are men, half the floors are women, and they flush their toilets, and then women will talk to guys. Like, they'll just talk to the toilet. They'll knock on it, and they'll talk through it. So, like, whoever you're connected to, your toilet with, you just... It is the most ridiculous thing. I never want to go to prison. Like, I didn't even read reason before this.
Is it safe to say that a lot of these people in here are in there for a long time? Or are these...
I think they're just getting processed. They're waiting for... So these are the people who are not in long-term yet. Or actually, here's the other thing. So you're right. Some of them are, but they're not super, super long-term.
Okay.
The way they calculate prison time is absolutely insane.
It makes no sense.
It's insane.
It
so
makes no sense.
They did the math. 16. One chick's like, she had home invasion, burglary, assault with a deadly weapon, some crazy shit. 16 years at 75%. 2 years credited. So, and half of that, then times 2, divided by and then a third. So it came out to like 4 years. But it was the most ridiculous. It's insane. Like, and they broke it down. Like, and they showed it down. It was the whole screen. How they come down to it. And in reality, she has to serve at least 5 years before she can be considered for parole. Yeah.
What the fuck? Why? Yeah, it really is wild.
And it goes from like double, like take half, then double it by 2. And I'm like, what are we doing?
Wait, you took it by half and double it by 2. So you're basically back where you started.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you take a third. You take it by half. Take 33% of that, times it by 2. Then you divide by... It was like, why? Why can't we just make it like, okay, she's got 16 years. She can get out in 14.
This sounds as complicated as the receipts we get at restaurants now. And they add like the gratuity, depending on the size of the group. And then you got to do this, then you got to do that. And you're like, man, this got way harder.
And then the best part at the end, all the ladies who are talking about how much time they have, they just look at the camera. And the guy's like, I have no idea what you're talking about. He's like, and she's like, yeah, just don't go to prison. It's that simple. And I was like, yeah.
That seems like a pretty good logical thing.
Yeah. Just don't go to prison.
Just run to Mexico.
Run to Mexico? You think? I don't.
You gotta go to a freaking country that has no extradition.
When you get to Mexico, then you can get out of the country.
Yeah, if you get to Cuba, you're good.
Yeah, you can swim across.
Swim the 90 miles, baby. Yeah. Did you guys hear about the Gabby Petino's? The dude killed himself.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, they found his body.
They didn't say cause of death, but he's dead.
Well,
he is dead. Yeah.
Likely it's suicide. Yes.
Well, I'm not saying I don't know how he died, but he died.
He said it was suicide.
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
I thought you said died.
I thought you said he died too.
Yeah.
I heard suicide.
We'll have to play back the tape.
Yeah.
And if
you said suicide.
Pause it.
Rewind. And then that's how. So I was right. We all know Pat sucks.
So what happens when the clip's actually wrong and it was suicide? Do I get some credit there then?
No, not at all.
Okay.
I didn't see that coming.
No, I didn't either. I thought, Mom.
No, I thought he was dead right away. Yeah, for sure. He's dead. When he disappeared, he was dead. No.
Really? You thought that?
For sure.
I thought he was on the run.
He's not.
Wait, did they find his parents?
He has no resources.
His parents?
His parents are always there.
Oh, were they? All I know is that he went back home and then
So he went to his parents' house and
then they told him to go.
They told him, okay.
Yeah, after Gabby disappeared, he came back to his parents. He stayed there for...
And I thought him and his parents left. That's what I thought.
He has no resources. You can't run on resources.
He left to a national park that he likes to frequent often.
Yeah.
But he was there and never came back.
Did Dog the Bounty Hunter find him?
No.
As soon as they found
What about John Walsh?
No.
As soon as they found her body,
found by authorities. What had happened is the national park that they found his body at had a lot of flooding recently.
Yeah, he was on water
and
for a long
it
time.
recently
receded.
All the water receded. So where his body was found had water up like waist deep at this point.
Yes.
So Dog the Bounty Hunter missed him.
Yeah. Dog the Bounty Hunter doesn't.
He probably was right there because if you see him, he's in water.
You don't mess with the dog.
Speaking of jail and stuff like that, he fucking murdered a guy.
No.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
He killed a guy years ago.
Yeah, this is an accurate story.
Yep.
Wow.
I did not know that.
This is not an S&P fact.
All my favorite thing is what is it that they keep bringing up that he's got 2 like estranged daughters that want nothing to do with him.
Oh, they hate him
because he's racist or something.
Yeah.
You're telling me a guy with look like him is a racist? No.
But no, you know how they found him?
You gotta find Christ, brah.
You know how they found his body? His parents gave the cops the tip to where to look.
Yeah, they said
they were searching though too. The parents
they were looking for him. Yeah, but the parents hadn't done a lot, from what I understand, to help the authorities.
Yeah.
And now they were worried, and they said, "Hey, listen, he goes to this trail a lot. This is where he said he was going. We haven't heard from him." And then they found him.
Yeah, that's crazy.
This is a dateline that's pretty open and closed. Honestly, this is not a complicated case.
In 1976, Chapman, also known as Dog the Bounty Hunter, was convicted of first-degree murder and sentenced this is going to the craziness of how your sentence gets.
Yeah, prison.
5 years in prison in a Texas prison. That's how much he served for a first-degree murder.
Yeah, because you don't mess with the dog.
That sounds like some white privilege stuff right there.
That's insanely white privilege.
Yeah.
What, 5 years?
Who did he
5
kill?
years, that's all.
Who did he kill? And what was the circumstance of the murder?
He killed chainsaw.
Because first-degree murder is premeditated, no?
He killed the Texas Chainsaw Massacre guy.
Oh, this I did. Okay, so was convicted after a drug deal went bad. So I believe he killed a guy because the guy stole money from him on a drug deal.
So it's
what gets you out of it?
It seems like I think there's a lot of people in prison for doing the same thing right now. If I had to guess.
Yeah, I think rules are probably.
Yeah, but isn't first-degree murder? You gotta be premeditated.
First degree.
So I'm wondering if they got some different. They dropped the charge. They got him on lesser charges.
Or if he the guards him off and he wouldn't have found him and murdered him, that would be premeditation.
No, you're right. I don't know all the facts, but you don't mess with the dog.
Not right. These oranges.
Woo! Oh, okay. So he had been waiting in a getaway car while his friend shot and killed Jerry Oliver, 69, in a struggle during a drug deal to buy cannabis. So he wasn't directly related to the murder. But he was part of the crew that did it.
On the show on Netflix, there's a 19-year-old. She was 17 years old at the time. She was with a friend at a hotel. Mm-hmm. These two guys came and picked them up, and they were just hanging out. And the two guys decided to go rob a house in Sacramento. Robbed the house. The family fled, and then the two guys came out and shot and killed all three family members. And she's going to jail for, with prison math, I think it's like 7 or 8 years.
Wow.
17 years old.
Make a poor choice.
Well, she can't, she saw them get killed, and she says it's the hardest thing in the world to do is to go to sleep because, all she sees is that.
Did she turn her friends in?
Yeah, but she was there.
No, but did she turn them in before the cops came, or did she turn them in after the cops?
She didn't get into the court case.
Because I'm guessing if she had done it before, she probably would have not.
She got a little bit better deal, yeah. Yeah, no, she probably lied because she was probably scared.
That in and of itself changes so much. If you come in and you help and you could get away with, or not get away. Sorry, you could get a big reduction.
Look at the Pappy guy, the real guy got away with nothing.
Yeah, we talked about that in podcast episode 37.
If that's accurate, that'd be great.
That's an S&P fact. There's no chance that's
Joe's
right.
It's either 37, 38, maybe 40.
Try 23.
Try 6.
No, it's
somewhere between 1 and 37.
Just listen to them all. Let me get back to me.
Yeah.
If anybody wants to let us know, timestamp that.
Yep.
There's not to keep going on in the police, but I thought this one was kind of crazy. These kids in Florida were hanging out at this apartment. This one kid, he was 18. His mom just had an apartment for him, kind of. Okay. Because her parents,
they were split. Florida, they're probably rich.
No, it was actually African American kids, but they were their parents. Her mom was always traveling, or it was something weird.
Oh, so she wasn't there.
Yeah, they have a hangout spot. This is where all the kids come and hang out. Mm-hmm. And two of the dudes were wannabe gangbangers. Okay. And so they had guns, and the one kid loved to play Russian roulette.
Oh my god!
But they didn't know how to use a gun really. So he had cocked a gun, but didn't know how to uncock it. And so they went outside and fired it outside to they thought that it would be
a safe place to discharge.
Oh, so they and so they didn't think anything was left. There was still one in the chamber.
Oh,
dude was just fucking around, points the gun, and was and clicks it and hits an 18-year-old cheerleader. This young, smart, young, but she's just hanging out with these just no good people. Hits a jugular, it blades out, and three of the dudes just booked it. Just left.
Scary.
And that two of the kids, one of the guys who left and lied, is going to go to jail. He's going to get life, but he's going to get parole.
The lady passed away.
Unfortunately, yeah.
I mean, there's so many murders every year with just gun accidents like that. It's staggering.
The worst part of that is this poor girl, this 18-year-old girl who died. These kids would not talk about it. They wouldn't talk to the police about it.
That's a thing. I don't understand that. That's
stitches,
a thing.
Stitches get stitches.
Yeah, that very much is a thing, and I don't. Not to say I would sing like a canary, although I probably would. But I don't understand the reasoning for that. I'm sure there's some logic to it or some thought behind it, but
I'd be in front of Joe boy, we got you this Big Mac right here. Just let us know.
No, they're gonna tell Joe those Vegemite are gonna do real well in prison, baby.
It's like the ending.
We got a whole bag of Popeyes.
That ending of Four Brothers where they're like, we've got your DNA at the site of the crime. You go, you know how you got my DNA? Because I was fucking your wife. And they're just talking shit, and I'd be like, "You have my DNA? Oh my god! I'm gonna tell you about this time in 2nd grade when I cheated on a test and I didn't know what to do, and I'm sorry."
I mean, Tom Segura said it best. If you get into a police interview,
lawyer up.
Ask for a lawyer.
And
damn it!
Don't say anything.
So
my name is Peter McGraw, and I plead the fifth.
Plead the 1, 2, 3, 4.
They're gonna look at you and they're like, nah, boy. So the beer of choice for tonight
is ice cold Coors Light. Oh, there's another beer. Sorry.
Pat, I'm gonna let that one go because you know why?
Can's cool.
You know why? Because we want Coors Light to sponsor us. The crisp, cold as the Rockies. Coors Light.
I hope this beer is good. It's got a really cool can.
Wait, we're not done with the Coors Light advertisement, begging them to come and sponsor this podcast.
I thought you already had that, recorded and you just pop it in there.
Not yet. Okay. We're getting good.
Okay.
Yep.
We're working on it.
Okay.
Do you see those clips?
Yeah.
Check out clips on YouTube. You can get a little bit of a flavor of what's up in episodes 54, 53, 52, and an S&P fact. The last episode clip was Pat Lynch ruining a feel-good story.
All the time.
I want to bring back.
Okay, but we're gonna drive in this real quick and Joe, and don't forget that you want to bring back.
Well, it's just a very quick thing.
Hit me, baby.
Pat is a humdrum fuck.
Yep.
All right. That should have been the name of the clip because that's an oldie but a goodie.
Oldie but a goodie.
But Pat,
I'm sorry that I can spell.
relishes in taking.
Well, you can spell
a happy moment.
Wait, why did that?
And just crushing it.
You know what's funny? You know what Lauren said to me? She's like, the first time you didn't ruin the feel good story, and I was like, I know. I'm like, thanks, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Wait, why did you say I'm sorry I can spell?
Because the whole big thing with the clip came up was that you spelled it wrong when you put it the first time.
No, that wasn't it. No, we're talking about the clip.
No, the essence of the clip itself. You're talking about when we named it.
Yeah, you stupid.
Take it into a negative spot again. Yeah. The negative clip into a more negative spotlight.
To brighten up the podcast.
Yeah.
You know, I did a favor for the boys, as Pat did with these beautiful old fashions. Mm-hmm. Thank you, Pat.
Thank you.
I went to a.
Next time you guys are gonna need some antifreeze in your drinks.
Please don't do that.
It tasted like there was antifreeze in there already.
There was.
Last night,
there's a spice here, Chris.
I went to a brewery. It's called Bitter Pops. It's in Lakeview. They only brew one beer, which this would be the beer.
Wait, really?
Yep. Well, they're a tap room.
What a bunch of skanks. Only one beer in their tap room?
Wait, yeah.
Well, so
they have food. They have food.
But I mean...
Atmosphere is amazing.
Bad food?
No other beers?
They have food. No, they have a tap room of other beers, but this is the only beer that they brew.
I thought you said
so they have other stuff, but I understand now. Okay.
Sorry. No, Pat. They have food.
They have bad food.
Is their food bitter by any chance?
Can we pause the podcast so I can get some candy asses on this?
Play his music.
All right. So, do you want me to read this?
No, I want to know that bad.
You know what, Chris? Can you read this? I'd like to get the expert reader onto the podcast here.
There's a lot of words in this can.
Dorothy, we're not in Kansas anymore.
Oh, it's good.
Courage Lager is a celebration of roads less traveled. Our journey is a winding road of missteps and progress. It is with an eye towards our destination that we continue to learn and adjust. We are not who we were yesterday. With each step, we gain wisdom, we become better, and we continue on. It is with courage that we wake. It is with courage that we advance our life's journey. Here's to your next step. Here's to your journey. Onward with courage. Everyone has a story. Tap yours, Patrick.
Well done, sir.
That was, Chris, you had me ready to go through a wall right there, baby. That was a hell of a read.
That was a fantastic read. Because not only did he read the words correctly, which is hard to do.
Yes, it is. I in my head, I missed up toward words. I effed that up completely.
That was the word I thought I was going to mess up, too.
He read it with enthusiasm.
Oh, yeah.
And you could tell he's an individual who reads ahead because with the way he was giving emphasis in certain parts of the sentence,
commas,
you're like, oh.
Giving that break. Boom. Just hitting it. Boom. You had me going through a wall for you, Chris.
I try my best.
Great job. You know what?
You a rap. Oh, I fucked it up.
It's okay.
But it's rare we get a thing on
I do have the best palate of the group.
It's rare that we get a can that doesn't actually tell you what's in the beer, though.
That's true. It's Coors Light.
Oh, yeah. This thing is cool. I like the.
It says government warning. According to the Surgeon General, women should not drink alcoholic beverages during pregnancy.
I feel like that's a
gender bias. For Bitter Pops Inc.
That's a
by the
gender
Great
bias.
Central Brewing Company, Chicago, Illinois.
You're great way, Pat. There is nothing else on this thing.
The label is kind of cool because it's got.
Yeah.
It's got a liger.
A large cat, and on one side it's dressed up like a tiger, and on the other side it's dressed up like a lion.
And if you want to say, I believe they're both lines. One's a male, one's a female.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say too.
See, I was thinking it was a baby and a big boy.
No,
I guess that's a male and female.
Females don't have what's it called?
Mane.
Yeah.
I was thinking those are stripes. You're right. That's
And if you're thinking,
shading.
man, this is a listen only podcast, where would I see this? You can check us out on Instagram at Podcast SMP, and you can take a quick gander at what we're drinking.
Yep.
All right, boys, let's get into our Tig Ol Bitties.
Okay.
Oh.
And let's get into our Joe C. Lock of the
week.
Thank you.
Did I get the right locks last week? Was I right?
Yeah, you got the Rams, I think, and then I got Kansas City.
Yeah, thank you.
So you had one, and I got the other one.
Usually we start the podcast off with, as you guys get your stuff together here, we usually start the podcast off with talking about last week. So last week we did an all day drinking, golf, Old Crow, pizza, dance.
And then some guys climb the shot train. Others let it go, waving off the stage.
Dance. And then 4 a.m. we went to bed. And it took all my might to tweet out the Joe C. Lock of the Century of the week.
Which no one remembered. And
Joe is 6-1. No, is it 7 week 7?
I'm 1-0, so the rest of Joe's got the other.
Joe's like 6-1.
Wow,
that'd be 8 weeks then, so he's 5-1.
It'd be 7 weeks. Numb nuts.
We're on week 7.
We're on week 7.
No, but I'm counting 2 because you got 2 last week.
I did get. Yeah, I picked 2.
You're counting as a loss if you got one of them wrong.
No one likes it, Chris.
Okay, Chris, you want to start with the Tig Ol Bitties?
Okay, the first one, there's a double whammy for this one. The first one is the Washington football team at the Green Bay Packers. Packers are an 8.5 point favorite. Green Bay is 5-1 against the spread this season, tied for second best in the NFL, including 5 straight covers.
Okay.
And Washington is 1-5 against the spread this season, worst in the NFL, including 0-3 against the spread as an underdog. Take the Packers.
Take the Packers
and
with the points.
Yeah.
So at 8.5. That seems like a lot.
So the Packers blew the week 1, that is what they blew the spread because they lost to New Orleans. Yes.
So. Last week they played Chicago.
Oh, yeah. Green Bay.
And for a short time, somebody edited Aaron Rodgers' Wikipedia
the
page.
Bears Wikipedia page just so that he's the owner of the
Or
Bears.
that's what it was to say, because I guess he said I own you or I still own you, and so they listed Aaron Rodgers as the owner of the Bears for a very short time.
And I love how people get so upset about that. Hey, Chicago, if the Bears would like to step up and stop Aaron, that would be great.
Just stop sucking and making.
Actually, they played a pretty good game against him on the defense. Like, it wasn't that bad.
No, they were actually playing really well against them.
Yeah, but guess what?
If they could have ended after that first drive, it would have been great.
I mean, there's no.
Daddy still spanked the boys.
I'm not saying he doesn't own us. I'm just saying.
Daddy still spanked them.
I'm saying of all the games he's played against, that wasn't his best one by far.
Yeah, but Daddy still spanked us.
Yeah, well, it's because Matt Nagy runs an offense that a high school coach could defend.
I mean, we could come up with as many excuses as we want, but Daddy still spanked us. Go ahead, Chris.
All right, number 2 is your Chicago Bears at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Who's not taking the time to debate?
13.5 point favorites are the Buccaneers.
I would take the points.
Double-digit favorites are 8-0 outright and 6-2 against the spread this season.
Say it again.
You say
8-0 outright and 6-2 against the spread.
That?
So 8-0 outright means they've won the game.
Yeah.
6-2 against the spread means they've covered the 13.
Who are the Bears? Are the
so anybody who's been who's ever been a double-digit favorite.
Oh yeah.
Is 8-0 outright mean they've won every game if they're a double.
Got it,
no matter what, and they've covered the double-digit spread.
I know one of the 2 are.
Yeah, you had him last week, I think.
The fucking Denver Broncos were one of the 2.
And Chris's Tig Ol Bitties with the Tennessee Titans was a winner last week too.
This one they also have in this one that the unders are 5-1 in Chicago games this season, tied for the best mark this season with Cincinnati and the Los Angeles Chargers.
I wonder why the unders for the Bears.
But also this is another one is all 3 Tampa Bay home games have gone over the total this season.
Wow.
So something's going to break in this game.
Is that because Tampa Bay just whooping ass?
I guess, but I mean, like you got to imagine something's going to break where either they're going to go over the total today, or that streak's going to end?
I know that that's a hijack here too, but I know that Antonio Brown is out for the. So Antonio Brown and Gronkowski are both out for the Buccaneers, so that makes it a little more challenging for their offense.
And these aren't really Tig Ol Bitties, but I find these very interesting because you don't see it very often. But the Detroit Lions are at the Los Angeles Rams this week.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. They are 15-point underdogs.
Woo.
And
Wow.
your Pat Lynch's Houston Texans are at the Arizona Cardinals, and they are 17.5-point underdogs. You don't see a lot of 15, 13.5, 17.5. That's 3 games right there.
Those are my 16, 15 my confidence pool.
Oh, I totally agree with you, but it's really rare to see that many double digits.
Is that due to injuries on those teams? Is that
No, Houston sucks ass.
They just suck.
Houston has lost their quarterback, which should help them.
Yeah, Houston kind of sucks ass, and Arizona's offense has actually been really that good. I think they're kind of overhyping. I think the Bears' defense is as bad as they think. I think Tampa Bay is going to win. I don't know if they're going to cover the 13.5. And then I could see the Rams kind of fall through.
The issue with the Bears game is I don't think the Bears can score enough points. And I think that defense is going to eventually get worn down in the heat down there.
That's a good call, too. I hear you heading on that one. Joe, what you got for the lock?
Lock of the century of the week.
The Joe C. Lock of the century.
Pick the Bears upset the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. No, he's not crazy.
Yeah, so your Tig Ol Bitties included the Cardinals, the Rams, the Buccaneers. Well,
mine kind of just covered the Bears and the Green Bay Packers and the Washington.
Yeah, but they're all pretty high, like point-wise covers.
Yeah.
And, I mean, Arizona versus
let's see who Tennessee's playing so Peter can not take the over again.
Kansas City.
Yeah, that's definitely an over.
That's got to be an over. Wait, what did Alabama end up at?
Oh, you lost that bet.
Yeah?
They got 74.
74?
Or 76. It was 52-24 or something like that.
Wow. What did you have?
I went the under on that one. You always got to go the over on freaking Alabama.
Nick Saban's like, Peter McGraw, baby, gets me again right here, baby.
Except for when Peter picks the under, then he goes over. When he picks over, he goes under.
Dude,
I've been doing pretty well this week, actually.
The over is 25-6-1, and Ryan Tannehill starts with Tennessee.
I'm learning something this season that I did not know.
What's that?
Coaches, whether you're at the university level or the professional, they are slaying the ladies, these guys.
Oh, yeah?
Well,
Urban Meyer.
Killing
it.
Yep. Chris Collinsworth is probably still,
Yeah, still killing it.
He's not a coach, though.
Doing it. Oh, he was never. He's
a
broadcast guy.
A broadcaster, yeah. It's just guys I never.
You know who's killing
thought.
it? Andy Reid's killing it.
John cheeseburgers.
John Gruden.
Yeah. Just, it's something I never really thought about. I just kind of
John Gruden killing it?
They're always painted as these,
just racist,
well-mannered married men who just focus on football only.
You know who's not killing it? Matt
No,
Nagy.
that's not the case.
Nope. Oh, they use their fame.
Oh, man. I never thought about it.
You know who's not killing it? Matt Nagy.
No.
Ain't nobody want to
I
touch.
bet Sean McVay's killing it out in LA.
Well, no, he's got a really, 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 really attractive.
Do you think the coach of, is it Detroit, what's his name?
Oh, I don't know.
Dan Campbell.
Dan Campbell. Is he the guy who's like, you're going to knock us down, we're going to get up.
Yes, yeah. That's good, Joe.
Do you think he's going to get a second season? Because he's not doing very well.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's not his fault that the team's garbage.
Yeah.
He's given the worst talent in the NFL.
Yeah. Matt Patricia really.
Bill Belichick would be like, I don't do these guys.
I didn't know Bill Belichick.
Bill Belichick would be like, let's
coaches.
Coaches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's restart this season. Let's get rid of all of them.
Let's get my lock here. I feel like it's a simple one.
Hey, simple is always sometimes the best.
I'm gonna put the Cardinals.
Okay.
The Joe C. Lock of the century.
Because it's such I'm gonna do a double.
Okay.
And
Are you gonna take the points in the Cardinals game, or did you just take pink?
I don't know points.
Okay, fair enough.
He doesn't do points.
I don't do points.
Don't do points.
Thought I'd give him the option.
Cardinals, LA, and I'm gonna throw in a third one.
Wait, which LA team are we? The Chargers
LA
are on
Rams.
okay, yeah, the Chargers are on bye anyway.
They are, yes.
And the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
He's taking all the double
All
points.
three are gonna win.
Yeah.
My man.
The Joe C. Lock of the century of the week is the Los Angeles Rams, the Arizona Cardinals, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Go Kurt Warner.
Yeah. They actually have a movie coming out for him.
I know. I kind of want to see it, but it looks like.
Oh, it's such a Disney.
It looks like
Who's
one of
playing
those
Kurt Warner?
like.
Kurt Warner is playing Kurt Warner.
Oh no, the guy who played Shazam,
Mark Wahlberg.
Zachary Levi.
Yeah.
But it looks like It honestly looks like one of those like B-rated Christian
movies
that you see trailers for, where you're like, this is clearly made by like a Christian group to push God, and it's like they're gonna put that more than the story of like
the actual football.
him.
How he got there, just didn't give up and would not.
I got a hilarious story. Like I was watching a YouTube video and it's like the most like pointless like stat things for like players in the NFL.
Oh, okay.
And the one comes up. It's Joe Burrow and it's Phillip Rivers. And Pat Lynch, I know you're going to know exactly what this useless stat is. But they go down and it's like Joe Burrow, like passing yards, touchdowns, interceptions. It gets all the way to the bottom and it's like children. Joe Burrow, 0. Phillip Rivers, 9. It's like, what the... What's the...
Tons of kids.
What is the point of putting that on the little card up there?
He's a Catholic that does not believe in any sort of birth control.
And for that reason, I'm out.
But I was just like, what the hell? Bye!